Sounds good. Family Friends episode 63, Mark.
Hi, this is Family Friends episode 63, Mark. We're dedicating this episode to our friend Mark. And he's a really good guy. Nothing's happening. We're just like, hey, Mark deserves a shout out. And also want to shout out some news. Some of you who might be listeners of the podcast, fans of the podcast, all three of you, you might have heard this was on the podcast last week. It was an announcement. We tried to get a deadline article. They didn't bite. So if you're a longtime listener or a bi-weekly listener, you might have heard that my TV show, CSI Munchkinland, got picked up for a pilot order. Well, I have some troubling news. If you're me, the pilot didn't go. They didn't pick up the pilot. We got picked up. We shot in less than a week, and they turned it down in less than a week. And it was a whirlwind. It was a crazy whirlwind. Anyway, that's just to keep you guys abreast on what's happening with CSI Munchkinland. We might shop the pilot around to different streamers, but for now, CSI Munchkinland is dead at CBS. And for anyone who's like a big fan of the Munchkin franchise, I'm sorry I let you down. I really worked on that pilot for 18 years. And I really took into account, everyone's, I was trying to do a lot of fan service, and maybe that's what they didn't like. They wanted some kind of like real true like original vision for Munchkinland, Munchkin City. And I was like, oh, like model it after Gotham. They weren't into that. They wanted it to feel like from the movie, which is fair, totally fair. Everyone has their different view on what Munchkin City should look like. So, hey, it was the first iteration of CSI Munchkinland, but it won't be the last. I'll just say that. And I know people are going off on Reddit, but relax. It'll be all right. Everything's fine. We still have the podcast. We still have this awesome podcast. Unfortunately, it will be less awesome today because Tina could not be here. She saw the pilot and she was upset. She was upset at how I didn't show her the script before we made it, and B, that she honestly thought some of the material was insulting to the Oz lore. She's a big Wicked fan, and she was like, okay, you're like totally ignoring some of these characters, some of these, important storylines. And so she hasn't been talking to me all week. And I said, do you want to get together and do the podcast? That would really cheer me up. And she said, I don't give a fuck if you need cheering up. She said, I'm going to go cheer myself up. I'm going to go play around a mini golf, because that's what she likes to do, to blow off steam. But today we have a special guest. It's a family friend. Please welcome to the podcast, not to replace Tina, but just to sort of be a guest on our show, Chicky D. Chicky D.
Hey.
How you doing?
Sorry about your podcast.
No, this is the podcast. No, this is going fine.
Oh. What didn't get made?
Pilot. Basically a TV show.
Oh.
I wrote a TV show. It took me 18 years.
You wrote a TV show?
It took me 18 years to write one episode of a TV show.
How does anyone even do that?
Well, you just start it, lights up or whatever. Fade in, I guess.
Wow.
And yeah, but it was about Munchkin City from Wizard of Oz. You ever see Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was basically like a take on that.
Oh,
it's like
man.
a gritty take on that.
Everyone loves that stuff. It didn't get made.
I know. Well, it got made. The pilot got made, but they didn't pick it up to be a full season.
Well, keep trying.
Thanks. Yeah, I will.
Stay after it. I could never write a TV show, so I think even trying that is amazing.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. And
I think it's great. you could show me a story, or Tina could show me a story.
Yeah.
Will, you're all writers. I read it. I see it in my head. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, sure.
So
sure.
just don't give up. I would say.
What would you say is like your favorite story? And it can be a story someone told you, or a story that you've heard, like a fairy tale or a book that you read as a kid.
I'm really gonna think about it. Oh, got it.
Yes.
Tortoise and the Hare.
Ah, good one.
I love that story.
It's really good.
Because they made sure to have a lesson in it. Did your show have like a lesson?
Not really. It was just a lot of blood and guts and murder.
Try to
and
do
a
it
lot
again
of caution
with a lesson.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good note. That's honestly a great note. Thank you. Thank you, Chicky. I appreciate that.
I feel like a lot of shows don't have much of a lesson. They're just about the story, and I think that's fine, but you got to have a little bit of a lesson.
Yeah, mine was like very gritty. It was very like, shut the fuck up and solve this murder, idiot. I got an appointment at, the hair curler.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah,
Try
they
and
didn't like
change it.
Yeah, well, maybe I would. Maybe honestly, I'm open to anything.
We're too scared.
I know. I think that was the main note. I'm open to notes from anybody because I really want to make it work.
That's good. That's good to be open to feedback. I mean, I don't do story like you, but I know what it is to write and get feedback. And
yeah, of course.
I think it's...
And you know what? I think you're a prime example of the tortoise and the hare model because it's like slow and steady.
Thank you.
Slow and steady.
That's what I have to do.
Don't throw it all at the wall,
No, because I need to make, 52 a year. So I have to keep pacing, and they're not all going to be the best ones.
No,
but
not at all.
They're going to be special
in
their own way.
Of course,
and
yeah.
That's all I can do, really.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Can you just loop everybody into 52 what a year?
Yes, absolutely. So I work for New York Times crossword.
Right.
And so something that I have to look out for is making sure that the clues don't sound too pretentious.
Right. Exactly.
Because that will really turn away. We're really in an anti-intellectualism space in the country right now.
Course, yeah.
And so it's my job to sort of make sure every once in a while throw in a clue that's like, knock knock, and they can write who's there and sort of delight in that. So, because a lot of people think that the New York Times crossword, it's gatekeepy. It doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't. I don't think
it's actually pretty fun if you play it.
Yeah.
So I do the Tuesdays.
Let me tell you something. I really play it. I love it. We were talking about hobbies earlier. That is actually puzzles. I love puzzles.
You
Sudoku,
love puzzles?
Crossword. Yeah.
Oh, hey, we got to do a puzzle together.
Let's do it.
I love crossword puzzles.
Oh yeah, no,
okay,
they're
let
awesome.
me try to give you a clue right now.
Great.
And see if you could do it.
Okay. I mean, we're talking about you're a professional here.
Yes.
You're talking about you do
yes.
52 a year.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Okay. Royal sleep forbidder.
Royal sleep forbidder. A P.
Yes! That was so fast.
Yeah.
I made it up on the fly and you got it very fast.
Yeah, that would be three letter word for a royal sleep forbidder.
Royal sleep forbidder.
Yeah.
P. I didn't even tell you how many letters.
No, but I just, yeah.
I can't believe you.
That's what I'm saying. I do them a lot.
Yes.
I do them a lot.
So do you sort of...
I'm a big fan of your work.
This is really good. Oh, thank you.
I mean, this is how we met. I emailed you and said
yours.
your themes are unbelievable.
Thank you.
Which they are.
I do one that's like under the C, but it's the letter C, and it's all C words, not the one you're thinking of.
Right. No.
But and it was hard because it's like I do the Tuesdays. So when it's the Tuesdays and the theme is C words, it's so hard not to say see you next Tuesday. Yeah. But I got around it in a cheeky way. But you cannot have that word in the New York Times puzzle, and no matter what Tina says.
No matter what kind of anti-intellectualism movement is happening at the New York Times or whatever or wherever.
You still can't have that.
You don't want that in your paper.
In your paper. Tina every week goes at it. I'll give you $20,000. I go, you don't have that.
You don't even have that.
You don't have that.
Yeah.
So don't say that. I know Will's a big crossword fan. I know you are. It feels honestly very, very good to know that people like my work. I know you get that feeling all the time because you perform live, but
not really.
I
got a book that was all the crosswords from Thursdays for Christmas.
Oh.
That was a gift that I got for Christmas. Was all
Tina
you got that?
Me the Sundays for Christmas.
See, now that's Will's smarter than me. Will's a smarter person than me, so that's why he got this.
He's a smart cookie
and
for
sure. I got to maybe the fourth one in the Thursdays, and I was like, damn, it took me too long to get through 4 of these.
Oh,
and
no.
up on the 5th one, I'm like, maybe I'll switch to just 6 and see how I'm doing. So it's there, and you guys are amazing. What you do over there.
Oh, well, we have a lot of fun.
Did you have anything to do with the connections burst? What would you call that? A boom?
I wasn't part of connections, no.
Okay.
Because I don't agree with what they're doing over there.
Okay.
In that department.
Okay.
I hope it's okay.
That's fine.
I don't agree with what they're doing over there.
Okay. In what way? How do you disagree?
I think they're rage baiting.
Okay. Interesting.
I like the puzzles because you can solve it. And my puzzles, my crosswords, you have to solve it. And if you get one thing, it helps you with another. I think the connections, I hope it's okay to say, I think it's to make people mad. I think it's to make people mad. I don't want to make people mad. I want to make them satisfied when they get it right. I want to challenge them, but they are going to get it right. Connections, I don't agree with the spirit of it.
Okay. That's interesting.
No.
I mean, I have been looking at those.
I think puzzles should be joyful.
Sure. Of course.
Challenging but joyful.
That's amazing. So you'd prefer like a 90-piece puzzle to a 1,000-piece puzzle or something, because the 1,000-piece puzzles.
Yeah, I don't want it to make it challenging to the point that someone won't do it.
Right.
And
that's why you're Tuesday. That's why you're Tuesdays.
That's why I'm Tuesday. And it does come back to the tortoise and the hare, that story.
Right.
Because I would rather make a crossword that people will come back to.
Yeah.
And they can come back to it and do it. I really hate that on the app there's the timer.
Oh, sure.
I really don't like that. I don't want anyone to be timed. I really prefer to people to do my crosswords on pen and paper or turn the timer off in the app, because I want them to go back to it and for it to be enriching and fun.
Right, totally.
I don't want it to be like, either do it now and send it to your friends, or you flunked, or it's low. I don't like that at all.
Right.
I don't like that at all.
Now, let me ask you something, because I don't pay for the New York Times Games app.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
You're in support of that?
Yes.
Okay,
no,
great.
Don't pay for it.
Because the Washington Post gives them away for free.
Well, yeah.
Washington Post says, here, have a couple of crosswords, and then you're good.
I can't be seen publicly supporting the Post,
of course.
But I believe in games and puzzles being free and enriching and not making anyone angry. It's just how I feel.
Now, if I'm interested enough that the New York Times is out at a place and I'll buy it, and then I do the crossword.
That's fine,
I'm not going to do it on the app. I'm not going to pay for the app. Sometimes I would.
Wow, that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, I get it for free. I wonder if I would buy it out. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I can't read. I mean, part of that is you go on the New York Times and they go, interested in this article? And you get the emails every day. Yeah, there's a paywall.
There's a paywall.
I should probably just pay for it. Just bite the bullet and not read the first paragraph of every article.
I would never bite a bullet.
Well, no, that's a saying. That would be a saying. Something you would never bite.
Oh.
Bullet. Write that down.
I'm going to write that. I'm going to say,
we have a mechanical pencil here if you want to.
Oh, I like how it's watermelon color.
Yeah, no, it's a good color for a mechanic.
Don't bite. How can I?
Yeah.
It's not an apple.
It's a little too vague.
Don't bite.
I don't want to tell you how to do your job.
Type of train. Don't bite it.
Okay.
I'll get that. I'll get to it.
No, I like that.
I'll get to it.
Something that breaks your teeth.
Yeah, something that
break your.
This'll break your jaw.
This'll break your jaw, and we need reform.
Yeah.
We need reform. That's a great tag to put on the end of every crossword.
We need reform.
We need reform.
That's a good theme.
Yeah, we need. Sorry, I should be giving you a cut of my salary because you're writing all my clues for me.
Oh my God, I'd be thrilled. If I was in the New York Times app doing one of the free ones that they give away for free, and I saw a clue that I gave you, oh God, that would make my day.
Oh, wouldn't that be very exciting?
I mean, that would just be awesome.
I'd love if I was doing the New York Times crossword and it said, First Lady Michelle Blank, we need reform.
We need reform.
We need reform.
We need reform.
Wow,
I'd love to hear that you're doing the puzzles. I didn't know that, and that means so much to me. Do you ever do it with a friend?
Sure, of course.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I think it should be community engaging. You pass it over when you're not and you know what? There's something Will might know about a manga that might be in the and I go, Will,
totally.
Will, and then Will comes over and gets it immediately, and then that opens the whole crossword up.
Yes, well, that's what's amazing about the crossword is we all have different levels of knowledge about different things. So that's why I think it's fun to do it with a friend, or that's what makes it kind of the classic line in a movie when someone goes, "Oh, what's a 6-letter word for whatever?"
You're off the clock.
I'm off the clock. I'm not too good on the spot. But
it's a Wednesday. I just got done thinking about this shit.
I know. Well, that's Wednesdays feel. I go, resting on my laurels. Well, really, Tuesday mornings are great for me because it's coming out. It's already done.
Yeah. Let the text roll in.
No typos.
Oh,
no
of course,
typos.
Of course.
I've gotten a few angry emails.
Really?
Yeah, a few.
Not from me. I'll tell you that much.
People are hurting.
What do people say? Yeah.
People are hurting. People got to be hurting pretty badly to send me a bad email about my crossword. I go, hey.
Yeah.
Take a rest.
I know. Yeah.
I put a Love Island clue and people got furious.
Really?
And I go, well, my job is to make sure the clues aren't too pretentious.
Yeah,
so I'm trying to appeal to everybody. I'm sorry, but everyone's watching Love Island.
I know. And I'm Tuesday. I'm Tuesday.
I'm Tuesday.
Such a good position to be in.
Oh, Tuesdays. It's fun. I hang out with me Wednesday, Thursday. We hang out. The other people, they're very nervous.
Yeah, they're nervous and sort of aloof, I would guess.
Yeah, Sunday. Ooh,
I
can't hang out with Sunday.
Yeah.
No, because you get, what I found with Sunday is you get hurt. You get hurt.
They're hurt.
You get
people
too
are hurting.
close and you're going to get burned. And people are hurting.
People are hurting.
People are hurting.
Yeah, they are.
We need
reform.
We need reform.
People are hurting and we need reform. Those are good themes and also just good messages.
You know what I'll do?
Oh, go ahead.
I'll do Everybody Hurts.
Oh, and then
everybody hurts. And then I could do a clue
R.A.M.
about the mustard. I could do
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Is that a ketchup? Hurts?
Yeah, you're right.
I'll do a clue about that. I'll do a clue about Everybody Hurts, R.E.M. I'll go, it's not the end of the world as we know it, but everybody hurts. I'll workshop it.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that could be good. And, ketchup, Everybody Hurts, those are pretty good for the layman for a Tuesday to make sure it's not too pretentious. I think that's pretty good. What
can I ask? And I don't want to get too, I don't want to pry too much. But,
oh, no, of course not. Sorry, I'm writing down all these ideas.
I'm imagining that, you growing up and because you want to do this since you were a kid, huh?
Always.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm imagining that, you growing up, you love puzzles. You must have had a lot of time to yourself to sort of figure out those kinds of things. Were you alone a lot as a kid? Yeah. And was there like a specific reason for that, or were you sort of just like, I'm gonna be by myself? I like being by myself.
I didn't have siblings.
Okay, so you're your only child. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
To be an only child.
I would have preferred siblings for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
But I made my way.
Was that something you were aware of as a child? I want siblings. You wanted
very
siblings
much.
as a kid.
Very much.
Oh. Yeah.
Did you ask?
Yes, very much.
You asked your parents?
Very much. Yes, I did. But it's, I try to, I make connections with my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends who I would say are like sisters to me, and I think that's great. And
and not the type of connections you would think that are just sort of synonyms or sort of the blank.
And not connections that are like, if you add a B to this, it will be a state's capital. Right. I hate what they do over there.
Yeah.
It makes me really mad what they're doing over there at Connections. But I'm very close with so many of my coworkers, and it feels amazing. And I have sort of a concept I'd love for you to put on air today.
Okay.
And it was inspired by something that happened to me recently.
Okay, great.
If that's all right.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
You're a family to me. You're a brother to me.
Okay.
Collecting them.
Yeah. Oh, that's odd.
I can make life what I want it to be.
Let's put a pin in that. It's gonna change your life. The world. Well, at least your world will never be the same. You might be scared of it, but it's what you need. It's a conversation with a strange guy you work with who is 40 years older than you. This conversation will make you a better person. You may have to nod at some stuff you don't agree with, but don't worry about it. You will find yourself inexplicably telling him a lot of stuff you've kind of never said out loud, even though you don't know him well at all. When you see the real understanding in his eyes, you'll get choked up. You too will share at least 3 hearty laughs because, well, the best laughs happen after getting a little misty-eyed. At the end of the interaction, he'll give you a firm squeeze on the shoulder and say, "Take care of yourself, kid. It'll all work out." And you know what? It just might.
So that's a conversation I had with someone I work with.
Yeah, one of the crossword guys or a different department?
Different department.
Wow.
If you'd believe it, one of the Wordle guys.
And you know what? They say so much with so few letters.
Yes, I respect what they do. At
Oh
Wordle.
my God, it's amazing.
I really like what they do at
Wordle.
Wordle.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to come up with a new word every day.
I know. Toast.
Unbelievable.
Roast.
Yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah.
I didn't get that one.
No, Ghost was a hard one.
Ghost
I remember
was
that
a hard one.
being a tough day.
Because you think, what is a word that starts with the G and fourth letter is S? I can't get it. Goose.
Goose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ghost is pretty frequently my opening guess.
Oh. I haven't done the Wordle in a minute, but I don't remember what my opener was.
Ghost is a really good one.
Yeah.
I think that a good one for me, I know I was doing an R one for a while because R shows up in a lot of words. If you could get an R, A, and an E in an opening guess, I think...
You know what I would do? Based.
That's
Two
pretty
vowels.
good.
That's what I'm trying to go for.
Yeah, you get, and I know Will knows this. I'm sure you know this. When you get Wordle brain, and you convince yourself that it's got to be something that sounds like the word you're thinking of, and then when you see what the word is, all went out. I'm trying to think of an example of it.
Yeah.
I had it bad when the word was usage.
Usage.
And I kept saying,
How the hell is that even 5 letters?
I don't know.
Usage. Usage. Usage as usage. Umami?
Wow.
Usage. That's a
usage.
Thank you, Will, because that's a really good example of what I'm talking about, and it's very helpful to have one. It's usage. Like, yes, you
go, what the fuck
form
is
an
this
understanding
bullshit?
of what it is, but what I like about Wordle is that you get locked like that, but then when you get the word, you go, oh
my God.
You might have a moment of saying,
I'm such a white idiot. I'm such a liberal white idiot.
Yeah, I'm such a liberal white idiot. Yeah, that's what you say,
that's what you say to yourself.
You go, oh God.
Yeah.
Time to get more matcha. And it's what you say to yourself. We all do it. And but you have a moment of like, oh, good, refresh. With connections, when you don't get it and it shows up, you go, fuck this life.
Yeah.
I don't like
I'm such an angry white liberal.
Time for my matcha.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's really not good.
You know what I went down a wormhole with for a while was the square one.
That's such a good theme, down the wormhole.
Down the wormhole. Great. Alice in Wonderland. There's lots to do there.
That's the first thing I was going to say. Alice in Wonderland.
This gal was in Wonderland.
Yeah, down the wormhole. Alice.
The square one. Do you guys play the square one?
Oh, no.
Oh. Nobody knows about this one.
Which one?
I
spent
work there.
all day doing that one.
You spent all day?
Yes, dude.
You're not supposed to.
You're supposed to get every letter in the square. You're supposed to hit every letter in the square and get it under like 4 words or something. You're supposed to make 4 words. I can't even explain it, but it's unbelievable.
I will have to try. I work there. I've never heard of this.
It's great. I don't know what it's called. Word square? Foursquare?
Cool.
Foursquare? 7 letters?
Foursquare was banned at the playground at school.
I know, yeah.
So I never learned it.
Which was tough because that's a good place to make connections with other kids, especially if you're an only child. Now listen, I'm not trying to bring it back to that, but I had 2 siblings. Tina has a sibling. Will has a sibling. You
had 2 siblings?
Well, I have 2 siblings still. But I'm just saying, you're not missing out on much. Okay.
I don't think... Tina...
Now, the bond you make with your siblings is
it seems I'm
forever.
really missing out on having a sibling.
You are, but I'm just saying, like...
Basically all she talks about.
Right. The bond you have with your siblings is forever, but, all right. Well, I don't want to... But you can make those similar bonds, and which it seems like you have, with other people. But I'm just saying,
right.
You're not missing out on much. I'm saying it nicely. Obviously, you are.
But I am.
Yeah, you are.
But I am, and everyone knows it.
But you're an accomplished crosswordist, Yes. So you had that time to build that skill.
Lucky me.
Huh?
Lucky me.
Yeah. But you'll be fine. I mean,
it's gonna work out, and it's. Who knows? Maybe someone will do an Ancestry.com and I'll find out I have a sibling. And
now, if you found out that one of your parents if your dad had a second family, you'd be like,
that'd be a dream.
Woo!
That'd be a dream.
We're the streamers.
Yeah,
we're having a party. Yeah.
I think that's great.
Something to look forward to.
Don't let this bum you out the rest of your day.
No, it wouldn't bum me out.
I'm gonna be all right.
No, I was trying to lift you up. to be,
Ooh, lift you up.
Lift you up.
That's a good theme. This lifts you up.
But guys, look out for Chicky D's crosswords on Tuesdays. They drop Tuesdays.
Please look out, and of course
we drop these Tuesdays.
Yes, please keep looking out for these. No, watch this and then do it,
and then do something constructive,
or the other thing,
and then do something actually worth your time.
No, everything is worth something.
Amen,
even
sister.
This, goodbye,
sister.
Sister.
Family Friends is a podcast created by Rooster Monahan and Tina Vlamis. Produced by Rooster Monahan, Tina Vlamis, and Lexi Leach. Associate produced by Will Stavich. Edited by Tina Vlamis. Thanks for listening. See you at the next one.